Okay. DGP 133. Back behind the mic. It's Stephen and KP recording on a Tuesday, June 2nd.
Howdy, KP. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to all the folks out there. Man, no dopamine hit this weekend, KP. No dopamine hit. But you know what? I feel like I'm coming back up. I do feel like I'm coming back up. First of all, shout out to the San Antonio Spurs. Not the Tottenham Spurs, but the San Antonio Spurs. Shout out. In the NBA Finals. Start tomorrow. New York Knicks. Spurs, who you got?
The city is up, man. The city is up. I hope New York pulls through. But I got to tell you, man, bottom of my heart, West Side all day. West Side all day.
I grew up a Spurs hater, being a Suns fan. They had some tough battles with Timmy Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu, back when the Suns had Steve Nash, Marion, people like that. But you know what? These Spurs, these young boys, they do remind me of some young boys that I once knew that wore red. I'm kind of also pulling for the Spurs, man. They got some dogs over there.
I think so. It's, hate is such a strong emotion, and sometimes you got to just put it aside and got to look at things objectively. And I really want this French guy to do something special. I like watching him play, Steven. I like number 5 on Spurs too. Good player, good baller.
Stephon Castle's tight. Either way, I think it is cool. Whoever wins this final is cool. It's a new chapter of the NBA. This to me is a good winner. Whoever wins this one, Knicks haven't won in forever. Be good for them. And then if the Spurs win, Victor Wembanyama is the man. He is the main man. So this will be good finals, man.
I think so. And speaking of new chapters, this is the time to enjoy this Arsenal team, to enjoy what we're cooking up. Okay, the Champions League final didn't go our way. Penalties, man. It happens. That's why we're keeping the energy positive on the pod. That's why we're still rolling with the punches. That's why the scenes on Sunday were absolutely incredible to watch and just soak it in. Soak it in, because this is our time. This is our league. Look across. Look across the table. All of these teams are switching up their managers. All of them are they're already signing new players. Not us, the most stable club in England.
Saturday was actually such an amazing day if we had won. Saturday could have been one of the best days of the year for me. Because if you take out the game, I had an amazing Saturday. Great day. Hung out with my boy KP. We went to something called Porch Fest here. Live music. We're hanging out. We're vibing. Later that night, NBA Game 7 was amazing. Great game. The only thing that took it away from me was that 12 o'clock kickoff. But you know what, KP? I said this to you after the game. Obviously, after the last kick goes, we're gutted. Tough. But I was proud of the team, no lie. Don't listen to all this other stuff out there. I was proud of the way we showed up. I thought we played our brand of ball. So, shout out.
Yeah, we put it all out there. I mean, to be honest with you, the ref took a lot away from us. We can talk about that. But overall, the game ended. Yes, the mood was down. Yes, it felt like, we were just so close, man. One kick, and it all just poof, went away. But at the end of it all, couldn't help but think, the last time we were in a final, you already knew that players were going to leave. You already saw this team kind of get pulled apart. And I did not have that feeling at all. I just felt like we will be back. We'll be back in the semis. We'll be back in the final. I'm pretty confident about that. I'm pretty confident in the group of the players that we have. So, pretty easy to turn the page.
Yeah, one kick is all it takes. Shout out Dua Lipa. Almost there. I think she's getting married. She just got married. Shout out to her. And then shout out to Boyz II Men. It is not the end of the road. No, I mean, you're right, man. Young team, I think, still, if we're looking at our stars, spine of the team, kind of getting into their real prime years. I don't think anybody's leaving. It seems like this is a solid core group that we have. Obviously, the owners are backing us. I got to give a shout out to the owners. Back-to-back episodes with shout outs to the owners. Craziness. Absolute craziness. This dude, Josh Kroenke, on that bus, absolutely living it up. Living his life. And to me, when I see an owner on the bus with his boys vibing, it's like he's backing the squad. This is, I think you called it his pet project last episode. And to me, yeah, as a billionaire, this is his pet project, and he's going to fund us. He's going to feed us. Give us a pat on the head. I think we go again next year.
He's absolutely enjoying it, man. He's relishing it in. I actually finally got the time to watch his interview that he had done on the overlap with Gary Neville and Ian Wright. Spoke really well, really positive overall. To see him wearing the Step Brothers shirt, hilarious. And I do feel like, I would have to get fact checked on this, but it seems like he's kind of like their age. Like he's maybe 10 years older than them a little bit. Like it's not a great haired man standing with his team. It just gives you a little bit of a different feeling, I feel.
He's not your owner's owner. Absolutely. He's not. He does seem, I'm sure he has a relationship with those dudes, especially like Mikel. I assume that they're around the same age. So yeah, I think that is very bright for us going forward. The parade was awesome to have the day after the final. Needed to pick me up, right? Needed to pick me up. Do you want to talk about the Champions League final at all? Is there anything you want to pick up on?
I don't want to hit it over the head. I don't want to be super tacticos about it. I think there's maybe 5 or 6 really key points about the match to call out. And I guess I should really start out by saying hi to our new listeners. Anyone who's listening for the first time, welcome. You did it. You found the number 1 common sense footballing pod that follows the Arsenal. And you found probably the only podcast that sat here in their preview and said it with their chest. I can't wait for King Kai to score in the Champions League final.
Scenes. Yo, when he came in, I was like, shoot it. Don't pass this thing. Shoot it. Roofed it. What a finish, man. To be honest, I don't know. Is that on brand for him? I don't know. But what a finish. Absolutely roofed it.
I wanted to ask you, actually, do you think that is his best finish in an Arsenal shirt?
I'm going to say yes. That was emphatic. That was an emphatic finish.
It was a different strike. I think in the past, there's obviously been comparisons flown around that, Robin Van Persie comes to mind. For me, I've said it before, I didn't really have the privilege to watch Thierry Henry that much as a young man, right? So for me, Robin Van Persie is probably the best striker that I really grew up with and watched at Arsenal. And I have always felt like Havertz is the closest thing to him. Not necessarily, the dribbling and the striking ability, but that goal, that had a Robin Van Persie feel to it. That had a tight angle, I'm going to smash this feel to it.
Kai Havertz is kind of the enigma because he does something like that, right? And you're like, he leaves you wanting that now. It's like, I've seen you do it, bro. I've seen you do it. And then he also will have that moment where he scuffs the finish really weird, hits it soft. And it's like, what happened? I saw you roof the net in the Champions League final, big man.
Yeah, to be fair, in that same game, he had a really good chance to shoot it again. And that shot, although it gets blocked, I'm not convinced it's going in.
Yeah.
So
that was tough.
It happens, but look, the game played out the way you kind of really wanted it to. They didn't get the early goal. We got the early goal. And then the rest was defend for your lives. There was a feeling of, we were watching it together, and I think once it got to the 15th minute, we kind of looked at each other like, this can't go on. This can't be the rest of the game.
Man. Lineup came out. think it was what I had said, except the left back. Fair enough. I think I had predicted a 1-0 to the Arsenal. We score early. We shut up shop. I'm feeling like a prophet, bro. I'm feeling like the prophet out here. It's going to happen. I did the damn thing. But no. Yeah, I mean, it's to hold on to like that. And we've said this on the pod. I know you've really hit this. We love scoring early. I feel like back in the day when we scored early, then teams have to come on to us, and that's when we put in a few goals. This season seemed to be a little different. When we get an early goal, it is just shut up shop. It is not go for the second. I feel like this is a general sentiment from the fan base. We may have scored too early. We may have scored too early on that game.
100%. 100%. Hindsight's 2020. What is it? Like 72 hours after everything. And do share the sentiment that we scored early. Do feel like, to be honest with you, the referee had an agenda.
Oof. There's some decisions that people have been talking about. I don't think the ref was good on the day. I am going to say I think he got the big decisions right. For me, it's the little decisions that didn't help us get into the game. I think there's players you can nitpick. I think the referee also played a part into it. We really could not get into the game because we couldn't possess the ball, keep it, get those touch fouls to get us out of our back line. I think you might disagree with me on the big decisions, though.
No, look, I mean, I just feel the referee, when he ended the game at halftime, right before we were going to take a corner, our first corner of the game, like that to me feels like that's premeditated a little bit. Some of the decisions that was going their way, I don't know how much he's to be blamed for that, but it certainly felt like throughout the game he was looking for things to punish us, right? I mean, the second half starts, and within 30 seconds, Christian Masquera gets a yellow card. Yeah. Silly work from the ref. So I do feel like their game was maybe too big for him, Steven. It wasn't the quality of the officiating that I wanted to see in a UEFA Cup final.
The yellow card from Masquera to me is a big sign of like you have to be smart as a referee of the final. And that was a terrible decision to make. If you want to give us a yellow card for time wasting, fine. Not the right back, our third choice right back. That's not like knowing the game, right? You have to be smarter as a referee. And you can say to me, well, he was time wasting. It's a final. You have to be smart, okay? Putting a yellow card on Masquera there was the worst thing that could happen to our team. Of all the players that getting a yellow card, he was the one you can't let get a yellow card at that time. That to me was very poor. The touch fouls were tough, man. Kai Havertz had a day trying to get fouls for us. Couldn't buy a foul. But Pacho, all over him. Kai Havertz gives him a little bit back. Well, I'm not getting fouled, so I got to be more physical. Pacho starts going down, gets the touch fouls. So yeah, that for me is the issue. It's not the big decisions. I honestly think he got them all. I want to say he got them all right. Right? I think there's a few you can go either way, but the little decisions, man, tough.
Yeah, and it's always the little things, Steven. It's always the little things. And I mean, the Masquera yellow card, I don't know. Was there even a warning? Was there a warning to anyone? It just felt like, oh, you're wasting time. Here's a yellow, like right away. Not even like a speeded up motion from the referee. So it seems a little bit odd. But I got to be honest with you, from a player perspective, 2 players who just did not show up. That was super disappointing. Super disappointing. We've got a sick deer at right back, and you're counting. You're counting on your right winger, your star boy, and your right center mid, your captain, Martin Odegaard, to, 1, help this guy, and 2, to have a great performance. And both of them, I have to be honest with you, I think the lights were too bright.
I think they both had stinkers, man. Your captain gets hooked that early. Oh man, that's not great. Not great at all. I mean, he got the Masquera treatment. Mosquera, you could make an argument, was the best player on that right side. Like,
Yep.
especially it's the first half, you could say he's the best player on that right side. I thought he had a pretty decent game, other than the big mistake that he made, which obviously knocks him down a peg. Saka, he's the guy. And people are roasting him. I think he had the 4 passes. Oof. Oof, man, that's tough to watch.
I know how you feel about this one. It's come up a couple of times this season. And look, Saka is the star boy. Love him. Big supporters. There has always been this narrative, though, when it really matters, where is that guy? You're looking for that guy. And then I see Madueke come on, and he's like roasting their left back suddenly. Tough, man. Tough game for Bukayo.
Yeah, I think Odegaard is the guy that we said before the game. He has to play. He's a nailed-on starter. He has to play because he's the one guy in the midfield that can control the ball. He got outshined by Lewis Skelly.
Yep.
Odegaard, early in the game, we talked about looking at each other in the 15th. Early in the game, and this was like the first couple minutes, ball comes into Odegaard. It's an aerial ball. And instead of bringing it down, he had the time. He had the time to put the ball on the floor. He decided to head it on. Like, flick it on. Obviously lose possession immediately. It's like, you're the captain, bro. Everyone's looking to you to calm us down. They've been in a final before. Their heart rates are a little slower. We're obviously pretty frantic to start the game. That to me was a sign right there of like, my captain's not calm. Who's gonna steady the ship?
Yeah. No, the midfield was tough, man. That midfield, kind of non-existent for us in the first half for the most part. And look, still, huge shout out to the defense. Everybody played pretty well. Everybody played to their standards in the back line 100%. Trossard, also, not his best game at the same time. A couple of times, the one guy besides Odegaard that I'm always confident, like he's going to hold on to the ball, he was getting pressed and he was losing it.
What's weird about Trossard, I feel like there was moments he held on to it too long. Like, he had the pass and he was holding on to it too long, and then we lost the opportunity to get out. And maybe I kind of think you'll agree with this. If we had strung some passes together in moments, I think we win the game. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do think PSG are really clever with the way that they defend a little bit. They're forward and their wingers, they're not necessarily coming all the way back, right? Like I always see Dembele, like we tend to make a lot of back passes, and it looked like their forwards were kind of plugging the back passes for us.
Obviously nothing to take away from PSG. We couldn't get out in times. I think they actually defended well, like the counter press. They did well. I just believe if I've been able to control the ball in times, we win the game. They were not scoring on us.
No.
They were not scoring a goal on us. You're hearing like a lot of comments of, you played 120 minutes, you had 25% possession, you had 1 shot on goal. They played 120 minutes, they had 75% possession and had 4 shots on goal. One of those being a penalty. So like, please hold that, right? Use your brain. It's common sense footballing pod. Use your brain, right? If we had been able to actually string some passes together, maybe take some of that mental pressure off ourselves, we win the game.
I agree with you, and I don't want to harp on it too much. There is just one thing that I want to say, which is this recurring theme, right, of game management. I told you after we won the league, I'm not giving up on that, man. And a cup final like this, some of the substitutions that I saw from the manager, some of the timing of the substitutions, I gotta say, Mikel, I know it's hard. I've coached a final before, a high school final. It's different, but it goes to overtime, and you get flustered. You forget to make subs. You forget to do the things that you want to do. And in high school, you can actually sub the players again and again and again. So I get the pressure, but I'm expecting a little bit more from my manager, man, to be honest with you.
What is the move that really, really hurt you, I guess? 6 subs total. Had to take off Saka at one point. And I guess that didn't have to, but he decided to. He was on a yellow card. Took off the captain early. Took off Mosquera early. Those are the 3 early subs. Obviously, I had late subs. I didn't have much issue with those. But tell me your gripe.
I think the big issue with Mikel that I've mentioned before is I feel like some of these subs are so pre-planned going into the game. It just feels like he had it written on his notebook that I'm going to substitute Timber at the 65th minute. And I feel when Mosquera gets the yellow card within 30 seconds of the second half, that changes. That has to change. That sub has to happen a little bit quicker. That's their most dangerous player on that side. And you could tell that we had watched tape. A couple of times he cut in. Declan Rice is crashing, not to let him shoot. Everyone else is just cutting that lane. So we were fully aware of it. That was a little bit of a letdown for me. And I also got to say, I think there was like 10 minutes left in the game, and we still hadn't seen Eze at any point. And Odegaard is just not doing. We need someone to hold the ball. And I do feel like Eze, not only can he hold the ball, but to be fair to him, he's like one of those midfielders like a Miles Lewis-Skelly who can run with the ball. And we needed someone to run with the ball. So I was disappointed with those 2 decisions. I thought the Timber sub was late, and I wanted to see Eze come on a little sooner.
I think it's hard for me to kind of pick some of the decisions. I think he was forced into a few decisions, like the Saka one, kind of forced him to do that. Didn't have a great game, got the yellow card. Not much you can do. Odegaard forced him to make a decision. Kai Havertz was looking good, pressing well. Kai Havertz looks like he had his legs on Saturday. He looks really good. It almost, if obviously I'm playing the hindsight game, I think he should have come off. Based on we didn't control the midfield. We were losing the battle. Couldn't hold on to the ball. Odegaard's the guy. He can't do anything. Mikel Merino. Could he have made a difference? Eze is also the guy, because when he came on, I thought Eze looked really good. Defensively, he is who he is, but offensively, he actually did a lot more than most players did the entire game. But like Mikel Merino, who's another player that can come on and potentially hold the ball for us. So yeah, if I could go back and say Calafiori, get on, maybe I need 7 or 8 subs. Maybe that would have won us the game, man, if we had 7 or 8 subs.
I was surprised with the 6th sub that was given to us, to be honest with you. I had no idea that was a rule. It was good to see it. But again, Zubimendi, it is what it is, man. It's in the past. I guess the thing about the substitutes is that, were we thinking about pens when we were making some of the changes that we were? Because, when that full-time whistle blew and at 120, I was never too confident about our penalty taker options, to be honest with you.
I was about to say the same thing. I wasn't very confident. I had like 3 players. I had 3. Gyökeres, Declan Rice, Eze. Those are my 3 that I was like, yeah, they're taking them. That was all I had. That's all I had in my locker. Obviously, Eze missed. Had a bad pen.
Bad pen, dude. Bad pen.
Martinelli, we've seen him take PKs in our squad. It's like, okay, I'll take it. But yeah, when Martinelli's becoming my 4th choice, that's when we might be in trouble.
Yeah, and then as soon as the 5th choice stepped up, I gotta be honest with you, that ball was never going in. In my mind, it was never going in, man.
I told you this when he stepped up. They not even put the ball down. When they showed Gabriel walking I'm like, he's skying this. He's a center back. His build is skying pen. Like, he has the build for it, right? Obviously got skied. And it's sad that it's him, because he was probably our best player on the day.
Oh, 100%. 100%. There's a story that came out that said his shirt sales were through the roof after the game. So big shout out to the fan base. Big shout out to the love. Just absolutely zero blame on Gabriel for that moment. The one thing that I would just say to him is never do that run up again. You are a center back. You have no business lining up centrally, doing the little shuffle, running like that. Like, tee up the ball, know where you're going, and smash it. That's you.
Yeah, that's not in his locker. Absolutely not in his locker. We don't even have to get into the why didn't Madueke do it, blah, blah, blah. Big Gabby volunteered. He had the balls to take it. Didn't go our way. Somebody has to lose. I'm proud of the way we played. We went out on our shield, man. I thought we really represented ourselves well. PSG after that game has to give us some respect. There's none of that, like... stuff that, like, annoys me is the football one. I think João Neves made the comment of, like, you know, there was only one team out here trying to play. Nah. Again, you had the ball 75% of the time and you only had 4 shots on target. Well, like, did you really try to play, or were you? It almost felt like they were wasting time at certain points of, like, just kind of also playing for pens, especially in extra time. It's like, you guys aren't forcing the envelope. You're keeping 4 people behind the ball at all times, preventing counterattacks. Are you guys playing the most beautiful game? Absolutely not. It was a tactical game. We just ended up on the wrong side, man. That's football.
It was. And, you know, they were talking about how Luis Enrique had the big plan against Bayern Munich to kick the ball to Olise's side every time so he couldn't get on the ball. And in this game, it felt like he had the tactic of, well, as long as we have the ball, they can't get set pieces. They can't get corners. So keep the ball for as long as you can, even if that means 4 center backs and the 6 of you just passing it around.
Yeah, it was a lot of pointless possession. That's what it felt like. A lot of pointless possession. They weren't even knocking balls into the box because we're winning them. It was a lot of pointless possession.
I agree with you too. And I guess the last thing on the game is I just have to give a huge shout out to David Raya. You said Big Gabby was our best player. I would say David Raya was number 2. Is he the best goalkeeper that we've had, in your opinion?
Yes, without a doubt. The shot stopping on him is incredible. I don't think he had the best distribution game. Yeah, didn't have the best, but, you know, fair enough. When we don't have anybody else that can hold up the ball, he's trying to do stuff. It just didn't work out. But as far as who would I want goal on my goal from the last 20 years of Arsenal, I mean, it's hands down, it's him.
Yeah, 100%. Last 20 years for sure. And he did his job. He was the only goalkeeper who saved one of the penalties in this shootout. That's all you can ask for. The other guy just stood there. So it happens. It is what it is. Put it behind us. Fully expect us to be back. Feeling good, man. Feeling great. Summer just started. Gonna keep riding this high. Anything else you want to mention about the Champions League before we do our annual season review of downloaded episodes?
I have some stats that I thought were pretty incredible. So, obviously didn't lose a game this year in the Champions League until the final. I think there was 7 goals scored on us the entire campaign. 3 of those goals from open play. 3 of the 7 were from open play. Right? I mean, that's right there. Incredible stuff. People want to talk mess about the way we ended up playing that final. We were the true underdog. Everybody knows that. I don't know how many times I said it on here. People talking about us getting blown the hell out. The final was actually the Bayern game. Yada, yada, yada. Well, we showed up to win. We showed up to win the game because of that's how our team is built. I think that's if you're a common sense footballing fan, I hope you can see that.
Yeah, and I hope you subscribe because that's what you're here for. So let's get into our annual review, man. We like to usually look back on the month-by-month basis and pick the episode that was downloaded the most and listened to the most during that month, and then try to kind of talk about what was happening, why it might be one of the highest downloaded episodes that we have. And what we usually do is I'm going to just read the title, and then you're going to try to guess what match that was after. So okay. We'll start with August. And I got to be honest with you, actually, this one, since it's August, the season's just starting, it was not after a match. It was, in fact, titled, It's Time to Play the Game.
I remember we actually did a game this episode, and we played the little sound. It's time to play the game. It's time to play the game.
I might have to drop it in here.
Yeah. because it's the beginning of the season, I'm going to go ahead and guess it's the Man U game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was right before the Man U game. I bet a lot of people listened. A lot of people were probably bookmarking it. A lot of people were trying to bring back their receipts. Look at these two clowns. What are they talking about? They're going to win the league and all this mess. I ended up winning the game 1-0. It was probably one of the ugliest games we've played all season, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was an ugly game. But that honestly, if you had watched that game, that's the epitome of the season right there. That game.
Yeah. 100%. All right, well, let's move on to September. In September, our most listened to episode was titled Subs? ?
Ooh. Just based on September, I'm just picking the big games here. I'm going to pick another big game. I'm going to go City 1-1.
No. This was after the Liverpool game, 1-0 at Anfield, the free kick goal.
Oh, that's August, but okay. But fair enough.
Well,
we
yeah,
recorded in September.
We recorded September 1st. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Tricked you, dude. That's the thing about this game. It can be tricky. It can be tricky.
The way we record, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I guess I should warn people that we try to record at least once a month. So some of these months only have one episode. No. There were 3 episodes in October. Episodes in October, and the pod was titled Big Gabby in Vinny Carter Prime.
Ooh, so that means he dunked on somebody. Who did he dunk on in October? We played West Ham, Fulham, Palace, and Brighton. Oh, I don't remember which game it is. I'm going to go with Palace.
This one's tricky. It was before the Palace game, but it was after the Champions League game against Atletico Madrid that we won 4-0 and he scored. But he was like on that run, right? He had scored against Newcastle. I think he scored against Fulham. So he was riding a high for sure. And that's where, you were making the point the other day that he only scored 3 goals in the season. In October, it felt like he was going to get to double digits.
I remember he was hot. He was hot. That was the player of the season talks were going on around him.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to November. November, we had 2 episodes, and the most listened to one was titled Good Old Hindsight, Arsenal Top.
This is an interesting month because I was gone a majority of this month. I think you were gone too. Were you gone too in November?
I was. It was early November. And
oh, okay.
And think about subs. Think about good old hindsight. What game could it have been after?
I'm gonna guess it's the Sunderland one. That's my
there.
Guess.
Ding, 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 ding.
The Sunderland 2-2 game. That one hurt me. So.
That one was tough. That's when I was riding the Christian Norgard wave. Like, where is this guy? Why are we just allowing these things to happen to us? It is what it is, man. Moving on to December. December actually had our most downloaded episode of the full season. And it was titled Limping Over the Line. This is Arsenal.
It has to be Wolves. 2-1 Wolves. Oh my days. We got that one right.
It's absolutely Wolves. It's the day after the Wolves game.
We absolutely got that title right. Woof. And you know what? End of the season, I think it also rings true.
Yeah. We didn't really record at the end of December that much, but our most downloaded episode in January, early January, that's where all the games are happening in that 3-week period of Boxing Day and Christmas and everything. and it was titled Tricky Mickey Pulls 7 in a Row. Up the Arsenal.
Ooh, 7 in a row. I'm going to go Chelsea. 3-2. 3-2 at Chelsea.
It was after the Bournemouth game.
Another 3-2. We were scoring goals in January. Damn.
We were. Wow. In February, we did a good job of recording, man. We got 3 episodes out in February, and the most downloaded one was titled Mikel Arteta's Ego Complex.
Hey, one more time. Can you say that one more time? I missed it.
Mikel Arteta's Ego Complex.
Yeah, that's crazy because our fans must really love Wolves. Wolves 2-2 away. Hurt me so, Lupe Fiasco again.
One of the rare occasions that we recorded same day as the game.
Just to give a behind the scenes, there is sometimes a game happens, and it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Obviously, a 2-2 versus Wolves, where KP hits me up. He's like, "We have to record. It's time. I'm ready. I'm hot. We gotta record." Yeah, that makes sense.
I need the therapy, man. I need the therapy. That's all it is. March, a little bit unfair. We only had 1 episode out in March, and it was called "Are We Getting Away with It?" ?
There's a lot of we're nicking goals here. I'm gonna go with the 2-0 versus Everton here.
Ding, 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 ding. Another one, man. Absolutely. That game, we got away with it.
That is the Max Dowman game. 89th and 90 plus 7 goals there. Shout out Max Dowman.
Max Dowman game. What is it, like 15 years old? And we're naming a game after him? Yeah. Future's bright, my guy. Future is bright.
Legend.
All right, let's see. April we had 2. And this is an easy guess. The pod was titled "Too Little, Too Late?" ?
It's that 2-1 loss to Manchester City. But guess what, KP? It's not done.
It wasn't. It turned out it wasn't at all. And here we are now. Here we are going into May. In May, our most listened to episode. It's actually not when we won the league. It's titled "Method or Madness."
This is when we're winning all those games 1-0. I'm gonna guess it was the West Ham game.
It was after the Atleti game when we had clinched our spot in the final. The 1-0 after Atleti. Yeah. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I mean, I think you did decent, to be honest. It's super tricky with the gaps between our recording, and you got most of them. So shout out to you. Shout out to everyone who listened to those episodes. Shout out to everyone who's here listening today. And I guess before we wrap up, we should hand out our player awards for the season, as it is tradition on the pod, man.
Season awards. We're giving these out to players mostly. Maybe some moments here. Some good, some bad. Again, we're trying to give you not just the who's the best player, who had the best goal, nice, who also underachieved, who didn't do what we thought they were gonna do this year. That's the reality, right? Even though we were champions, that's the reality of the season. So go ahead and kick it off, man.
Well, let's kick it off on a high note, and let's talk about, obviously, player of the season MVP. Who is it for you?
I'm going to give it to, I think it's between 2 players. I'm going to go Declan Rice here. The horse himself.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I should say that we've picked our players and we don't know who the other person has picked. So it is possible that there are some repeats here. But I got to be honest with you. Season MVP for me, it's David Raya. Is that your number 2?
That is my number 2, yes.
Absolutely, man. I think it goes under the radar. Some of the really, really important saves that he made in the season. It's really easy to overlook his contributions when everyone's talking about the anti-football tactics, when everyone's talking about set pieces. And there was a period of time where it was like 4 games we didn't get a single shot on target. But when the shots come, he really, really pulls a save out of his arse.
Saved our team. I think he saved our team, I would say, multiple points this year. There are points that should be attributed to him. Maybe we don't concede a ton of shots and things like that, but when they do come in, he has some. The highlight reel this year is crazy on him. He has some. Just the cat-like saves are incredible. Obviously, on set pieces, he's amazing the way he claims balls. So I think, for me, it's 1A, 1B with him and Rice. Rice to me is just the best outfield player we had, a player that scruff of the neck stuff, right? Like he was that kind of player. Scruff of the neck, he drug us through the mud every week, at least putting in that 7 out of 10 performance. I mean, the engine on him is incredible.
I hear you, man. I really do. This is probably my favorite award that we hand out, and it's titled Unsung Hero. It's about who's the guy who just kind of goes under the radar and his contributions are not touted every single game.
I'll let you go first on this one.
For this one, I picked William Saliba, to be honest with you. Because, I mean, if you listen back to the pods, I want to say he's probably mentioned the fewest out of all the players. And he's just so classy. He's so important to us. And this season, obviously, Big Gabby had the light a lot on him. The player of the season chatter, his contributions on set pieces. So I just felt like William Saliba was a little bit of an unsung hero this season. And now there's been stories coming out that he might miss the World Cup, or after the World Cup, he has to have back surgery. So Arsenal are preparing for him to miss a good portion of the season next season. So it sounds like his fight was also a little bit out of the news. Everything that he was dealing with his physical.
I think that's a good shout because he's kind of in the shadows sometimes, but again, he always shows out for us. My unsung hero, I think I went with a left back the last 2 years. I'm gonna stick with the left back again. It is Piero Hincapié. Get your bum out. I mean, Piero Hincapié, I think he's a fan favorite. For me, he's almost like a cult hero type figure now. When he first came in to the lineup, I don't think people were extremely happy with him. He wasn't excelling at things, but he's consistent. He's always there. He's available. He puts in a performance. He's got the passion. So for me, it's Piero Hincapié.
Yeah, people were definitely slow to hop on that train. They were really careful with the way they were talking about Hincapié. 100%. Not us, man. We know a spicy guy when we see him.
Absolutely. Next one we got here is Overachiever. Who did the most with the littlest stuff that they got? For me, my overachiever is Christian Mosquera, as you like to say. Christian Mosquera overachieved absolutely. I think we bought him as definitely a backup, third choice right back. Did really well when he had to play this season. We're talking about kind of Kibior in the past when he came in, how we felt about him. And maybe as the fan base, it's like, yeah, he did good and he was consistent, but it's this nervousness around him. Christian Mosquera just played in the Champions League final, and I felt okay about it. I honestly felt okay, and he showed out. Huge mistake, obviously, we know that, right? Huge mistake, but for 60 minutes, he kept number 7 on PSG quiet. So, shout out Christian Mosquera.
I agree with you. This is the one that we both picked the same player, to be honest with you, because it has to be Mosquera. I don't think anyone anticipated him to play the minutes that he did, and I doubt anyone anticipated him to play the amount of important minutes that he played and his contributions. It's really exciting. And when he was signed, it was a classic Arsenal signing, right? Who's this guy? And now I got to get on YouTube. Now I got to Google this guy. And it turned out La Liga, the Real Madrid were in scouting, man, because I just heard today that they're getting Konate. Good luck with that.
Yeah, we got a real one, Mosquera, young. Again, you're talking about Saliba potentially missing some time. Sounds like that might be a reality at the beginning of the season. I am glad we have Christian Mosquera to fill right in.
100%, man. Well, we've been riding a good high here, but we got to switch gears from overachiever to underachiever and pick of the bunch here, maybe.
For me, there's two. You know, there's actually a couple.
Couple means two.
I don't want to be too harsh here, man. Underachiever. You know who I'm gonna go with? I'll go with Martinelli.
Another one that I have to agree with.
Okay. I mean, man, 1 goal in the league. Everyone always talks about his Champions League campaign, and like, fair enough, he did well in the Champions League, but man, this dude, back a couple years back, bagging goals, getting assists, double digits, 1 goal contribution. That's tough.
One of the things that Josh Kroenke was saying on the overlap was you have to be able to separate emotion when you're making some of these decisions. And Gabriel Martinelli is one of those players, like a Kieran Tierney, that it just feels like there's a lot of emotion involved with the way the fan base views this player. And the reality is just that, look at the Champions League final. Breakthrough, we are going. And it was the most Gabriel Martinelli pass that you could have asked for. Out of bounds, good luck getting to it, Madueke. When that happened, that was the last straw for me personally. I was like, it's time to sign a left wing. It's time to say goodbye to Gabriel Martinelli. No hard feelings. Thanks for the 7 years you've given us. But this is the reality, and I have to separate emotion from it.
That is the reality, man. It's that moment. Clear eyes, full heart when it gets subbed on. I'm all for it. Like, all right, show up, man. Trossard having had the best game. Show up. Has his moment. This is why you're there. You're the speedster. You're getting through on a counter. Doesn't come off. It doesn't come off. If that's your role in the team and you can't do it, then I just don't understand what we're doing at sometimes with that.
I hear you on that one. Well, let's talk about the surprise of this season. I think there's one obvious surprise, right? If we're going to talk about players and breakout moments, Max Dowman. Unexpected, to be completely honest with you.
I like that. That's a good shout. There's a Max Dowman game. Early on in the season, we saw a few moments from him. I think he is a surprise of the season.
Another surprise of the season, maybe not so player related. I still think loaning out Ethan Nwaneri surprised a lot of people.
Yeah. I've heard he's on the selling block this summer is what I've heard. But yeah, that was an interesting loan.
That's what the word is. We'll see. So, do you have anything to add to the surprise?
Surprise of the season for me would be seeing Miles Lewis-Skelly in the midfield at the very end of April. The very end of the season. Miles Lewis-Skelly joining the midfield. Very uncharacteristic from the manager to pull a move like that. Especially when it's go time. I think he had no other choices to make. Did the damn thing. I think that was surprising how well he did as well. He seemed to go in there, did it, started the Champions League final, and we had him as starting in there. Played well. I think we got a real one, man. I think we got a real one.
I agree with you. The lack of minutes for him was a big surprise this season. especially after his performances last year and especially after his performances this year. So 100%, man. Well, our last award to give out, it goes out to Mr. Anonymous.
For this one, I didn't want to put him down for the underachiever. For me, there's two Mr. Anonymouses, and I'm going to pick the captain, Martin Odegaard. For me, he was Mr. Anonymous. Yeah, I mean, I think that describes his season. He was anonymous. Sometimes we like to say here, the invisible man. He was that guy for me.
A little bit. I think that's fair. That's fair, to be honest with you. His biggest moment was West Ham, right? Other than that, it's fair to say he was anonymous. And I'm going to stick to midfield because for me, Mr. Anonymous, it has to be Christian Norgard.
Because he actually was anonymous. Where is he? Where is Christian Norgard?
What was it all about? Will we see him next season? I don't know. I can see him sticking around, to be honest with you, just to, I guess, keep him. I don't know. Maybe he's like amazing to have in the locker room. He's a real professional, Steven. He is a professional.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind keeping him if that's the value he adds. Like, I'd be cool with it. But it is just weird that he didn't play this year. I agree with you. That is a very weird thing.
Well, that was fun. Thanks for indulging us in that little chat. We will try our best to have 1 or 2 episodes this summer. You know our cadence by now. So we'll see how the World Cup goes. We'll see if there's any big transfer news that needs to be talked about. And we'll have a chat about arse in, arse out for sure.
Hey, give me one of your favorite moments from the parade. I know you caught some clips. I was able to watch it on YouTube, which was nice. You have one moment that you really enjoyed?
I want to say, not to sound super woke or anything about it, but I appreciated that the women were also involved in the parade. That was probably one of my favorite moments when I saw we have actually 2 buses and we're celebrating both of our teams. We're celebrating both of their trophies. This club is so big. It is so big. No one else does it like us. And so I would say that's probably my favorite moment.
Everybody is welcome. Everybody's welcome. I think, when you talk about people hating on us and things like that, obviously they hate us because we're the top dog right now, right? We are the top dog. They hate us for that. I think another big reason that people don't like us, we are gargantuan. Like, we just are, man. We watch this game together. We lose. We go out to this event in DC, Porch Fest. It's just a neighborhood live music stuff, local bands playing. Arsenal jerseys everywhere. Women wearing them, men wearing them, black folk wearing them, brown people wearing, like, all people wearing these jerseys everywhere. And that's just here. Obviously, London's a melting pot. I think that's why. Honestly, that's a reason why people don't like. They ain't like us, man. Everybody's welcome, and you chose to go somewhere else. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, that's fair. And you know what? Seeing all those people in the jerseys, the ones that I exchanged words with, they were all still positive. Everyone was still saying, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. And that's not usually the feeling we have after a final. That's not usually the feeling we have after a season ends. And forget even the number of trophies, man. Like, forget about it. Are you kidding me? Gargantuan. Put that on my back.
We gonna be all right. Shout out Kendrick Lamar. Oh my goodness, so many references today. I got to give my one shot from the parade to Ben White. If he goes this summer, if that was the last moment that I get from Ben White, absolute menace. I mean, just being an absolute menace to the boys, man. So made me laugh. He was funny. Shout out Ben White. Great parade, everybody. Great season. Hell of a season, man. I'm satisfied with what happened. But yeah, this summer, arse in, arse out.
Can't wait. Thank you, everyone who listened throughout the season. Wishing you a nice, warm summer with limited humidity. Hope you get to enjoy the sun. Hope you get to swing by a pool every now and then and soak it in. It's going to be one of those fun transfer windows where we don't all have to obsess over everything that's happening. Because even if we don't sign anyone and we don't sell anyone, that's all right with me.
Be easy,